Your kids do not like you. So what do we do now? Where do we go from here? They can't give you an explanation why. Do you choose them or choose me?
The way that men talk about children is it gives away the whole plot. The way that men talk about children, they talk about children as if children are a burden, right? When the kids don't benefit them in some way, or they don't feel like the kids can benefit them in some way, they talk about kids as a burden, as an afterthought, right? But to get a woman to have children, they talk about kids like that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be having kids, right? Men only believe that when they're trying to trap a woman into having children. Because after the woman has a kid, the way that men talk about kids is anything but it reflects anything but children are a blessing and we need to protect the kids and that what was his name? Trick love the kids. Like y'all, all of a sudden, y'all don't know nothing about the babies. You don't care nothing about the babies. Now it's about you, right? Every single time.
Your kids do not like you. So what do we do now? Where do we go from here?
You about to go to your house. Like, let me just real quick. If I was ever dating a woman and my kids didn't like them, I'm not saying that I would not like I wouldn't date the person like right off the rip. First of all, I wouldn't introduce my kids to a person until a long time, right? Like I would have to know and be comfortable with that person. So by that point, if I'm like I vetted the person as well as I could up until that point, I introduced them to my kids, and then not off the rip, not like day one, but somewhere along in the relationship, the kids don't like them, and they're not having a good relationship with my children. I'll address it, right? I'll give the person that I'm with an opportunity to like get it on track. But if they can't figure out a way to communicate with my children and get my children to like them, and I'm not standing in the way of that, like I'm setting it up, I'm doing everything I can, but the kids don't like them, and then they're not able to do their job, we just can't date anymore. And it is what it is. Hey man, she could have been the woman of my dream, but the thing is it doesn't matter. Like if you don't get along with my kids, then you're not the woman of my dreams. You're not the woman. You know what I'm saying? like if you can't get along with my kids, then you weren't good for me. So this is an easy question. This is an easy one for me to answer personally.
They can't give you an explanation why. Do you choose them or choose me?
I'm choosing my kids every single fucking time.
You sacrifice a potential marriage
Yes.
or a love that can extend for years.
What is my kids' love, if not a love that can extend for years? See how he's dangling? There's another thing he's doing. Look, another thing men do is they dangle the concept of marriage as a way to manipulate women, right? So he's like, oh, a marriage. Like he threw that word out there, not a relationship, a marriage. A marriage. And he's using the love, which is another thing that men like to dangle in front of women. Marriage and love, which we know are love is made up, right? Like romance, I would say, is made up. I won't say love is made up, but the way that men romanticize the idea of love, like they don't really like they don't really like practice it. They romanticize it. They build it up to be this like great thing and then never actually deliver on it, right? And then with marriages, men don't actually believe in marriages. Like they don't really like, men aren't trying to be married. We're not, I mean, even when we are married, we don't do the things that are necessary to keep the relationship healthy and together, right? So we just use the idea of children in marriage and love as a way to manipulate women.
You might not care, but I do care. What do you do? How do you contemplate this? Sometimes these kids have abandonment issue. What if they want their father back and they want him here, but I'm here, but their father wasn't man enough to stay here. I'm willing to be here. We have to get some straightening.
Yeah. I mean, they might have abandonment issues. that might mean that my children aren't ready for me to be in a relationship. So I'm going to take them to therapy, and I'm going to go to therapy with them. We're going to go through family therapy, and hopefully we can get it straightened, as you would say. That's the straightening we need. If they have abandonment issues, let's go tackle that. What's going on? Let's get to the bottom of that. My kids have to be ready for me to date as much as I'm ready for me to date. Period. If they're not ready for me to date, I'm not dating. Period.
Some real straightening. And if they can't understand, I could gladly leave.
Yeah.
And give this love to somebody else.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I say leave. Absolutely leave. I wouldn't even entertain it. That wouldn't even be a question. And that you would even put that question or give that ultimatum to a person shows how little you actually care for the woman. That you would make her choose between her and her children for you says everything about you and nothing about the kids or the woman. It says everything about you. What type of terrible human being would make a mother or a father even choose between them and their kid? Like, what? Disgusting, man. Disgusting. You guys are always telling yourselves. Because this is how you guys really think about kids. This is how men really think of kids.
Okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids are going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
Get him, sis?
I would never.
But
because you would never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
That's insanity.
But see, I'm coming from a logical standpoint.
Men always like to throw that at. But see, I'm a deep thinker. You're not. It's stupid.
You have to ask those questions.
Any woman,
and let me say one more
thing.
It's
going to let you say, how can your kids be an... No, sweetie. No.
That's how men... That's what men really think about kids, right? Because kids are kids, whether they're yours or somebody else's. I thought kids was, hey, this is what y'all be saying. This is what y'all be saying, right? This is what y'all be saying to try to trap the women into having kids, right?
No,
I'm not.
Why would you not? When you think you have kids?
I'm not having kids.
What you mean you're not having kids?
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why would I?
I'm asking you.
Why don't I want to have kids? I don't see any benefit.
What did he say? That's what you put here to do, to have kids, right? That's what they be saying. That's what they be trying to tell women. Oh, but you put her to have kids. And then simultaneously be the same men talking about how are your kids going to be an asset to me? If women are look, let me put it like this. If women are made to have kids, then men are made to take care of kids. That's just in general. If women are made to have kids, men are made to take care of kids. And it doesn't matter if the kids are yours, another woman's, another man's. It doesn't fucking matter. What does that have to do with anything? They're kids, right?
And for giving somebody life?
You have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
She's selfish, right? Hold on, but right? She's selfish. See? Trying to manipulate her, trying to get her to buy into this idea that kids is greater than you and they're such a blessing and yada, 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 right? Okay.
In the comments thing.
Ain't this y'all?
If you haven't seen that video, please find it. I hope TikTok do the whole search.
The video he's talking about is this one. It's the one I just showed you guys. This.
Okay, let me ask you this.
He's responding to this video.
This thing, but basically it's a video of a man on a podcast saying, how is your kids an asset to me? And listen, when I say people on the internet can't hear something without running to the extreme when it comes to a black man is insane to me. Because
trying to weaponize that woe is me black man bullshit. This ain't got nothing to do with the fact that man is a black man. It has everything to do with the fact that man is a misogynist. It has nothing to do with his race. What he said was misogynistic. What he said was disgusting. It was deplorable. It had nothing to do with if a white man said it, we would have said, you think we'd have been like, oh, I see what Mr. Whitey's saying. The fuck is you talking about?
he said, how is your kids an asset to me? Now, that might not have been the right thing to say.
It wasn't. It was a terrible thing to say.
But He should have said, how would me taking care of your kids benefit me?
The same fucking thing. He actually said it in a more roundabout way. You're just being more direct. Your way is even worse. How does taking care of your kids benefit me? How does taking care of anybody's kids benefit them? Even your own. How does that benefit me? Having children doesn't really benefit the parent. Do I get an advantage? Like, where is it coming from? It's more stress, more money. I love my babies. It's not me knocking them. I'm saying if we're looking at it through this lens, how does it benefit me? I don't believe in lineage. I don't believe in the concept of lineage or legacy. It doesn't matter to me one bit. If my legacy dies off tomorrow, I mean my kids are I'm sorry. If I never had kids, I wouldn't have gave a fuck. I wouldn't have felt like a piece of me was missing. I wouldn't have felt like nobody's going to remember me. Like, I wouldn't have felt like that. I wouldn't have felt like that. I don't give a fuck. I don't live vicariously through my children. My children are their own. They can change their last name. They can move to another country. They are the memories that we're creating right now. That's important to me right now. But I don't give a fuck what they do after I'm dead. One day, all this shit gonna be done with. Who fucking cares? So I don't believe in that shit. But the way that I look at taking care of kids is the way I look at how the government is supposed to take care of its people, right? The government doesn't ever need to operate in the black. It doesn't need to operate in the black. It should always operate in the red. It should always operate at a deficit. Like the way the post office operates at a deficit, yeah. They shouldn't be making a profit at the fucking post office. Are you crazy? That we're paying taxes. That's a part I want. We should benefit from our taxes. We're putting into it. We should benefit from it, right? Parents don't ever need to operate in the black. I don't need to operate in the black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need for my kids to be a benefit to me. Like, I don't need that shit. I don't need it. They make me happy. I guess that's a benefit if you're going to say that. But if we're weighing pros and cons, they have stressed me out, and my life has become exponentially harder with my kids. More stressful, more pressure, all these things with my children, right? I wouldn't trade that shit in for fucking anything. But acknowledging that, I completely understand why a person like Amani would be like, nope, I'm not interested in having kids. See what I'm saying? Both things can be true at the same time. I love my babies. I love my kids. Absolutely. Don't regret them being here 1 second. I fucking love it. Love it to death. But you have to understand that your kids are not, how do I say this? Your kids they aren't you. Like, they're their own people. You know what I'm saying? And I don't expect like anything back from my kids. I don't expect to recoup anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean it like, I don't know what they're saying when they talk about asset. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what they mean. I'll be honest. Maybe because I'm thinking asset. I'm thinking like money or something like that. I'm like, my kids are never going to like pay me back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect that. I don't want it. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I had kids because I wanted to have kids and my wife wanted to have kids. And a reason we wanted to have kids was, so for me, I'm going to say for me, a reason I wanted to have kids was so that I could create the types of human beings that I think the earth needs. If that makes sense. Like, I wanted to create the type of human beings that I felt like the earth needed. Like, these are the type of human beings that need to be walking, that need to be around, right? And those are the people that I'm helping to foster. That's what I'm hoping, comes to fruition one day, that my sons are, like a beacon of light, that they are, positivity, squared. That's what I'm hoping for, right? And we're on a good track, we're on a good path right now because my sons are fucking awesome. That's where we're at. That's why I wanted to have kids. But I think having kids should be selfless. Like, I don't think I need a benefit to have, like, I don't think I need to benefit from them in any way for me to have them. You know, I didn't have kids so I can trap my wife, and my wife didn't have kids so she can trap me. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's indescribable, the feeling that it comes from having kids. I'll be honest with you. I really can't describe it. I really can't quantify it. Right? It could be in my DNA. It could be in our coding where we're compelled to have children. I'm sure we are compelled to have children, right? So, you know, that's a part of it too. We want to have kids, right? Naturally, whether we want to or not, whether it's a conscious decision or not, there are like biological drivers to have kids, right? Cool, right? But the way that men look at having kids in this like binary, like, is it a plus or a minus? Is it good? Like y'all like thinking it's a fucking business. Nigga, these is kids. These are children. Like the government should take care of its people. Parents should take care of their children. It shouldn't matter if you ever like benefit from it or if you get it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You had kids, you take care of them. You love them. End of story. And if the kids aren't yours, you still love them and you still take care of them. You take care of all the kids you can in whatever capacity you can. I'm not saying like go out and adopt 20 kids. Obviously not, right? We don't, crazy. But whatever you can do, you protect children as well as you can, and you uplift children as well as you can. But if you're going to get into a relationship with a person, you damn well, I mean, a relationship with a person that has kids, you damn sure better respect those babies. The babies come first. Every time. That means over me. That means the kids don't like me. You ain't got to tell me bye. I'm leaving. No hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving. I'll stay in touch. We'll be friends, you know? But no hard feelings at all. But the way that y'all look at children is disgusting. And it is also exactly why women don't want to have kids with y'all. And y'all just be trying to trap them.
That's what he should have said. But to all y'all leaving think pieces with these Tyler Perry ass scenarios, bro, get off of Lifetime Network. Everyone's reality is not your reality. Like,
reality is reality. It's everybody's experiences aren't the same. Everybody's perceptions aren't the same. It is the same fucking reality, though. It is indeed the same reality.
Like, some of y'all be looking at 0.01% of cases in the entire world and then try to generalize it with 99%.
That's not what anybody's doing. But the crazy thing is this is the way that these men think about children is the exact reason why like abuse is really high in relationships with like, you know, like where adoptions, foster care, and in relationships where one parent isn't the biological parent. Like anytime a non-biological parent shows up, the rate of abuse skyrockets, right? It is fucking crazy that y'all don't see everybody as a fucking human being just because they're not your biological child. And it further proves the point that men view children and women as objects, right? And the only reason why men protect children is because it reflects upon him. Like if that baby gets harmed under his watch, he knows people are going to look at him in a particular light. He doesn't care. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't care about the kid, but I'm saying often men don't really care about the well-being of the child or the woman, right? Because they'll be at home harming said child and woman, but they won't let anybody else harm them, right? So I'm saying if you really cared about the well-being of these people, why would you harm them? And then in this case, if you actually cared about the well-being of these people, why would you harm, or why wouldn't you protect the children? Why wouldn't you want to take care of the children? You have a woman that has kids, the father's not involved, right? You meet her babies. Why wouldn't you like the kids? Who the fuck doesn't like kids? Like what? You like the mother, you gotta like the babies. They go hand in hand. That's why I say all the time, if you hate the mother, then you don't like the babies. If you disrespect women, I know you don't like children. Right? They go hand in hand, bro. You meet the children, you guys not driving, the kids ain't driving. You love the mother, but you can't drive with the kids. Something's going on. It could be the kids. It could be the kids. But you as the adult, you got to walk away. Got to pull the trigger. Hey, I'm out. I can't, you know what? I don't want to come in between you and your kids. I love you and your kids too much to come in between y'all. And I respect the sanctity of a parent-child relationship far too much to break that shit up or to cause any anxiety or any angst or any division or anything like that. So I'm out. That's what a human being should do in that case. Not start looking at it through this like fucking, well, I mean, how are your kids a benefit to me? Well, I mean, what are you going to do if your kid says that they just don't like me? You going to choose me or you going to choose the kids? Like, nigga. Men really prove how much they are just using all of this shit to manipulate women. They really prove it every day.